So here, these are the three types of joints. One is the ball and socket joint, gliding joint, and hinge joint. You can just remember by holding one on your shoulder and say ball and socket, your fingers gliding joint, and your knee hinge joint. Knees and elbows both are hinge joints. So individually, here I have shown that this is ball and socket joint, which allow one of the bones to rotate in a large circle. That's why try to rotate your hand and see that you can rotate in clockwise and in anti-clockwise. They allow flexibility in the wrist and ankles. Hinge joint allows bones to move back and forth. Now here, what are some injuries and disorders of the skeletal system? What are the disorders? When you fall from somewhere, when you get hurt and suddenly your bone swells, you have to go to a doctor and your doctor says maybe you have a fracture, maybe you just have a sprain, maybe your bones are weak and you have osteoporosis or you have arthritis. So you will remember these four disorders for today. Fractures, you're familiar with fractures. Sprains, even sprains you have heard before. But osteoporosis is new for you, and arthritis. Please underline the characteristic of injury and disease. These all are injury and diseases. Hereditary factor may play a role in the incidence of diseases such as osteoporosis. When I say about osteoporosis and arthritis, this is genetic. Maybe because your parents' bones they were weak, they had arthritis. So it's like 70 to 80% chances that even you get arthritis. But fractures or sprains are the way you behave. If you're trying to jump from the bed or trying to jump from somewhere, of course you cannot blame genes for that. It's your problem. So bones may be fractured or broken. Bones can be broken by high force impacts such as fall from a bike. A broken bone usually repairs itself to 6 to 8 weeks. See, it takes 6 to 8 weeks because I told you even bones are made of cells. Cells need the cells combine to form tissues, and those tissues take time to repair when it is severe. Sprains. Sprain is an injury to a ligament. Okay, did you remember I told you the point where two bones meet, it's called a joint. How they are connected? With a special material, it's called as ligament. And over that is a connective tissue. Ligament that is caused by stretching a joint too far. Imagine that joint cannot be stretched and somebody turns your hand or maybe while walking suddenly your leg twists. Okay, so that ligament stretches so much that it gets a sprain. The tissue in the sprained ligament can tear and the joint becomes swollen and painful to move. So the tissues inside, because of overstretched, when you stretched it more, it get swollen and then painful. Sprains are common sports injuries. Usually in sports, this is very common. Sports and wrestlings, it's very common. Coming to osteoporosis, I am sure you are underlining these. Okay, cause bone tissue to become thin. The tissue becomes thin. The bone become weak, and it's very easy for the patient of osteoporosis to break their bones faster. Example, there are two people standing and they fall from the same height with the same force, but one of them, his bones are broken more or affected more because his bones are weak. Usually, it is in adults who do not get enough calcium in their diet. Maybe that's the reason your mom says, take enough calcium, take enough milk, so that from now, if you are taking calcium on time, it's very easy or it's very good for you when you grow up. Your bones will be stronger. What you eat now can affect your risk of developing osteoporosis later in life. Good. This is a very important sentence. Even to your mother, your father, they're not that old now. Remind them to drink enough milk daily, to take